All right, YouTube. It's back on. I'm hitting a leg day.
See, one day at a time, I'm telling you. All right. Yesterday was the first day. Today's the second day. We're gonna see if I can upload weekly, and if not weekly, I'm gonna try to do at least 5 days a week. That way, you know, everything is like I build like a schedule or something. Today went pretty well. I actually did all of my homework. Did all the labs I needed to do for physics, philosophy, and calculus, which is due tomorrow. Actually, great. Now that I'm supplementing for sleep, I actually feel like it's actually not a drag to do homework. Like I feel, I don't feel like the urge to do things, but I don't feel the urge to look at my phone. If that makes sense. And actually, because so with like TikTok, you can like almost feel the release of dopamine you have every time you skip it. Whereas like whenever you feel homework, you don't feel that release. But I mean, like, I just I would rather have like in my mind, it was a better idea to do my homework than doom scroll on TikTok for whatever reason. And it's actually like so amazing. I can change like my not just like my biochemistry, but just like the way I think just with like a couple of sleeping supplements. Cause like beforehand, like especially my junior year, and I noticed this a lot, is like I was I was so groggy and I could just doom scroll all the time, and then I didn't check the agendas. Um I would miss like what's it called? Just assignments because I didn't check the agendas because I didn't feel like it. I'd rather doom scroll on TikTok. But now that I actually can sleep, I wake up, I don't feel groggy. I have the urge. Well, not the urge, but it's like I have more like the capacity to do things that I can actually do them. It doesn't feel like I'm pushing through a freaking wall already just to start something. Like starting something like doing my homework, my math homework is actually like it's bearable. Like I don't feel like I'm pushing like a cloud of darkness and it's like absorbing me. If that makes any sense, because that's how I can best describe like not sleeping well, not feeling under the weather. And it wasn't even like seasonal either. It was literally I just didn't sleep well last year. And not even just last year too. I honestly have no idea how I made it through all of my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, especially my freshman year too, because freshman year I still was doing my martial arts, which mind you started at like 8:30 and ended at 9:15. So I would get home at like 9:30 and I would still have to shower. I would have to eat my dinner. And you know what I'm saying? It just makes literally no sense. But to be honest, it's probably because I was younger. I could just, you know what I'm saying? Like I was probably like, what, 15, 14? But yeah, whatever. My friend told me to put my leg up on this one extension. And honestly, I prefer this one other than any of the other extensions for the reason because it's plate loaded and it's equally loaded too. So it's like it's like an entire bar, and then you can put weights on both sides. Whereas the other leg extensions at this gym are actually only like one sided, and so technically one of your legs actually has a better leverage than the other, and it's whichever leg is farther away from the weights. They just have it has a better leverage and but honestly, now that I like check my quads, I honestly don't put it in the videos because I honestly think that's suspicious and I don't want it to get my channel taken down. Even though there's a very small percentage chance my channel gets taken down because of how small of a channel I am. Regardless, still want to keep it safe. Um, but I can see like they're both starting to become very similar, except for my adductors because the way the adductor machines are built, you'll see shortly. You actually like maybe you even do this too. You can actually use one leg and you can actually like hold the weight there for a little bit and use the other leg to push it up. That's what I've seen. Like my right leg braces for it, and then my left leg actually does most of the work. Or no, vice versa. Left leg braces for it, right leg actually does all the work, and that's why I don't want to do sets like these, like the ones where I'm looking on my phone because I'm disengaged. I actually do like the right leg or the left leg braces and the right leg pulls. I honestly don't know if I'm like the only one or if I'm just crazy because that really happens. I can really see my right adductor much more than my left one. But yeah, see, whenever I actually have like the handles down, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually equally pushing through. I'm making sure that I'm equally pushing through my both of my adductors. Also, you'll see shortly soon that I actually extend the ROM. Oh my god, it actually feels so nice because for whatever reason, my left leg or my left adductor has been feeling very tight, and whenever I'm at the bottom of my squat, it is just like actual hell because it feels so lopsided because of the one tight adductor. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but if I had, I'm sorry for the redundancy. But there was actually a bodybuilding show coming up soon. I believe it's either on Saturday or Friday, bro. The amount of talent at that gym at this time was honestly amazing. Props to everyone. You know, if anyone of you guys are seeing this, which I honestly doubt about. Regardless, I hope you guys have a great time. Yeah, and I hope that you guys get the places that you want. Um, but yeah, I honestly juggled the idea of if I'd rather be a bodybuilder or a powerlifter. Honestly, powerlifting just powerlifting and strongman actually seem very enticing to me because there's just like so many things that you can do. Whereas bodybuilding, it's more like you just bulk up, you basically train like the same way, and then you cut down and then you show your muscles. And then either if you have the genetics or not, you do it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can quote unquote beat your genetics, but I honestly don't know if I really believe in that. But regardless, furthermore, bro, see, another thing is too is like you think more clearly. This is a side tangent completely, but you think more clearly whenever you have more sleep. Like I'm noticing it now, and if you've seen any of my earlier videos, I actually stutter so much. But now that I'm actually like talking, I can actually think concisely, and like all of my thoughts are in like one linear idea. Whereas like beforehand, when I didn't sleep well, I would literally struggle to like connect ideas together. Pause. I'll redo that later. Um, Currently, I'm doing RDLs. I got up to 405. Um, Really, I'm honestly low key filling in my glutes a little bit. So, I mean, if you guys have like any tips and tricks on RDLs, I would massively benefit from it. Thank you. But yeah, another thing is the way I do my RDOs supposedly um biases my hamstrings, but honestly, up until now, up until like 405 or like 395, I've only honestly felt my hamstrings working in the exercise. But yeah, more on that. This clip is so painful because here I actually did 4 reps, but it cuts out because I forgot to delete the past videos beforehand in doing this. So yeah, it's honestly whatever. But I actually did do 4 reps, whether you believe me or not, regardless. So yeah, back onto the powerlifting or bodybuilding. Um, just powerlifting has like so many different avenues. It's so does strongman too, because strongman is never really the same. I mean, obviously there are similar events that you do every year, but like there's so many different ways you could tackle it. I mean, like, and also there's like the different weight classes. Obviously in bodybuilding there is too, but I mean like on the premise that like you could either be lighter, you could be heavier. I mean, you can compete at your normal body weight, or you could cut down and try to compete and try to get more numbers. Um, yeah, but another thing is in like powerlifting and bodybuilding, it's like or powerlifting and strongman. There's so many different like physiques. I mean, like so many different people can come from different backgrounds, like calisthenics, weighted calisthenics. Honest to god, powerlifting, and also another thing is like powerlifting has such a better transfer over to bodybuilding. Even if I even like later on wanted to do bodybuilding, I could because I also like don't want to stay at a certain body weight. I honestly continuously, if I have the chance to, would love to get bigger. Like I would this senior year, obviously I said in my last video, I want to become 200 pounds. If not like until I get like a little bit chubby, like I get like chubby cheeks or something, or like a double chin or whatever. So yeah, um, that is honestly all I had in my mind. Stretching. So honestly, Um, I don't really do any stretching. I really do want to get in the routine of stretching, but honestly, it's a day by day thing, right? So there's this wooden stick in this gym, and I do like those like snatch, like where I do over my head and behind my back, and then go over again. Honestly, it helps so much with my internal rotator because I feel like it's really tight even after like the javelin injury. Sorry for going over that again in the redundancy, but regardless, that I stretch out my adductors obviously again because my left adductor is tight. I think that's because I have skipped on some adductor and abductor work, which is honestly my fault. I mean, I I didn't think if I didn't use it, I would lose it. I mean, at least this quickly too, right? But I guess also another thing is usually I use my adductors. I do my adductors before I squat. Haven't been doing that recently, and that's probably why also another reason why they got tight. Here I'm actually doing the booty builder. That's the specific machine that it's called. And honestly, it's actually really nice. I do want to get some glute work because honestly, it's a muscle I don't train, and it gets me closer to a lower body fat percentage because it's another muscle my body is going to be building up via the food that I eat, and then also it trains a little bit of my erectors. Actually, a lot of my erectors. And low-key, I didn't really want to do the hyper extensions with like a bar because I mean it's such a hassle sometimes. And then this is kind of like a two for one special. I ended up not hitting calves or my forearms because today, I needed to go leave early and have to do some errands, but it was all right. I did end up progressively overloading on my biceps. Last time I did a 1x3, I think I was also needing to do errands last week too, or not last week, but like 4 days ago, regardless. But yeah, instead of hitting like a 1x3, I hit a 1x4. Kind of sad though, because I really want to like improve my arm area because I feel like I'm very torso dominant, and I really have been too for a while because I never really believed. I fell under the trap that we already use a lot of our front delts and a lot of the pressing exercises, so I didn't do that one. And another thing I didn't do was think that my arms would just grow instead of like doing specific exercises for them. But more on that later. I hope you guys have a good day.